channel, JKS 1111, well, also formerly known as Just Keep Swimming 1111. But welcome in. Here we do tarot, we do magic. I have another channel that I'll be doing astrology on. And we focus on feng shui, vastu, any advice you might need. You can come to me. I'm very well educated, should I say, self-educated on a lot of that stuff. So if you're ever interested in a personal reading or a consultation and you just want to get some help, you need some help with money, you need some help with healing or your body, relationships especially, or a soul journey, just what's going on with your soul, your spiritual gifts, please feel free to reach out to me, okay? All right, but this is a self-care Sunday. Let's get in. Gotta make sure I've got everything on there. If you're here and you see this, let me know. I wonder if I put this on public or not. I don't know. So I want to check. Oh, there you are. Okay, I was like, did I put this on public? I'm sorry about that, guys. You never know anymore. Okay. Spirit, please guide and direct me with these tarot cards this beautiful Sunday. I want the truth. I want real energy seen here on these cards that feels almost personal to the viewer, that feels like this is definitely their situation, their story, and any helpful advice you can give, any helpful words, and any guidance is very much needed. Truth needs to be seen. Show us the secrets. Show us what's hidden. Bottom of the deck is Seven of Swords. And when that card comes in on a personal reading, it's always going to hit you on a real personal level. The overall bottom line energy is you're not yourself. There's some kind of a mask going on for you, and you know it, you're aware of it. And you're like, I want to take this mask off. I know I'm wearing it, but I can't. I can't take it off. I feel out of control. I'm running from myself. I know who I am. I know the truth of my being. But I want others to see this perspective of me. You want respect. You want high honor. You want to be listened to. That's important to you. You're carrying some very high Sagittarius energy, which is truth. And this makes it hard for you to live, right? Because you're a truthful, honest person. You carry that energy, but you're kind of living a lie. I'm not saying it's a bad lie. I just see that you're living a lie. You have a lot of dreams. You have a lot of ideas, actually. and you want to express them, and you're waiting to, and what are you waiting for, right? Like, what am I waiting for? I know I could write that book. I know it could be successful. Or I know I could start that channel and it would just thrive. I know I could do this business and it would make so much money and it would help so many people. Like, you have these great ideas and you're ready, right? You're just like, I gotta go, I gotta do it. But here's this darn pesky mask. There it is. And you're just like, God dang. How do I take this off? How can I be that assertive? Well, that was weird. The camera just kind of got weird on me. It just zoomed out. That's crazy. That's never really happened in a good while. Interruptions. Is that an omen? Yes. That's going to be an omen for your reading, an interruption. You feel interrupted. Bothered. Your work is interrupted. Your sleep is interrupted. You've been having a lot of dreams. More than usual. And they make a lot more sense more than usual. You're remembering your dreams longer than usual. Someone's trying to tell you something from the other side. And I do feel like it is someone. I don't think it's a spirit guide. I don't think it's anything like that. I think this is a person, or that once was a person, trying to communicate with you through your dreams to help you. All right, let's get in. So, the spirit world thinks you are an excellent communicator. You have a gift. You have air sign vibes when it comes to communication, which is great, which means you probably have Mercury in an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or it's aspecting one of those signs. You're very good. Your sun is there with you, or it's aspecting an air sign also could be an option, because that means good communication skills. So here you are, and Spirit says, listen, I know you know how to interpret what I'm saying. I know you know how to interpret the dreams. I know you can communicate this. And you are taking action, and I think you're going to be journaling, writing this down, talking to people about it, you know, figuring out, deciphering these messages, because they're important. Spirit says that you were born to give a message. My question is, what kind of message, right? What kind of message were you born to give in this world? What were you meant to communicate in this world? Temperance. Peace. Forgiveness. Understanding. You've been given the blessing of communicating to people how to forgive themselves, how to forgive people that have hurt them. It doesn't mean you're not a fighter. It doesn't mean you don't seek justice. It means you learn to forgive. You don't carry that burden of judgment and anger with you. You've learned how to release that, transmute that alchemically, to let it go. So you know how to move energy. You've been given the gift. And look at these lilies. They're usually very present at funerals. You're very good at communicating with the dead, the ones that have passed and left this world and reincarnated or moved on to somewhere else. You've had the ability to connect with them on another level. You're very good at communicating with spiritual energy. You're great with communicating with animals and seeing signs in nature. You're not always patient, but you've practiced long enough that you know how to bring patience back down to you. You also know, or you will know, how to interpret the stars, meaning astrology. This is a gift. And you're either aware of it right now, or you will be. Again, that Sagittarius energy shows up with the Temperance card. You may very well, in your D9 chart or your birth chart, have a Sagittarius rising or a Sagittarius moon. You also have some prominent planet placements in Gemini, because there is a 1-7 access point there. You're very close to your mother, but why are you guys arguing a lot? Why is there distance? Why is there confrontation with mom? Because that's coming up. Confrontation with mom. And Spirit says he knows that that bothers you on a very deep level. Spirit, guide and direct me with these beautiful oracles to give a deeper message with the connection with mother. The messenger. Pay attention to the signs and the signals around you. You might miss something very important. Your mother has the same gift you do. She passed it down. The ability to communicate with the spiritual realm. Your mom is conflicted right now with belief systems. You guys are going two separate ways. You believe one thing, your mom believes another, and that's creating chaos. Regardless of your beliefs, you are tied biologically and spiritually to an ancestry line of women that are very much in tune with the spiritual world and the animals and the signs and the stars. You will always have that, no matter your belief systems. If you focus on something that your mom is in tune with, you can communicate with her. Whether she's in this world or not, you can communicate with her on a deep level and let her know you're thinking of her and you love her. There needs to be some kind of healing between the both of you, and communication will come. I feel like communication started in November. And it stopped for a little while. It's gonna pick back up in a couple days. You're gonna get a message. Or she might just show up. Whether she's in this world or not, you're gonna hear from your mother. What does she want to say? Spirit, what does mother want to say? What does divine feminine energy want to say? The Mind of Pentacles in the reverse, which is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Probably some concerns about your health, your personal well-being, your security, something to do with money. And also it's, how are you doing? Are you okay? It's, I may not be able to help you in the physical realm, but I want to help you spiritually. There's a level of encouragement here. And your mother may have Taurus somewhere in her chart, but there's this encouragement, keep going. You're strong. You're resilient. You can do this. It's going to be all right. It's that comfort. And there may be that age-old, you need to watch your money better. You need to manage it. You need to, that helpful advice. There's some kind of, you need to complete what you said you were going to do. You need to focus on your business. You need to focus on your health. You're letting it slip. I need you to heal. I need you to recover. I need you to get grounded. That's what Mom's trying to say. She only wants what's best for you. At least that's what good mothers want. They want what's best for you. And if there's any unforgiveness or problems between you and someone, your mother's encouraging you as a messenger to seek forgiveness and to be forgiving. Pay attention to those signs. Crows, ravens may be a signal for that when she's around or when she's thinking of you. For some of you, on a negative aspect, you have a mother perhaps, or a mother figure who might be sorry for not helping you financially when they could have, for not helping you with your health when they could have, for not stepping in when needed, and for being somewhat selfish or controlling. And this person hopes you can forgive. But I think you already have. You've already forgiven. You understand people on a very complex level. You understand why they do what they do. And that's a gift. That's not something everybody has the pleasure of having, is the gift of compassion and empathy and understanding. But you have that gift. And you've already forgiven. So I think there's an energy that might still come in to ask for forgiveness, though. Or maybe you need to forgive yourself as a mother figure for not being there for yours. How you wish you could have, when you wish you could have. And on a more spiritual, intimate level, without mothers involved, just you, your higher divine feminine empress, mothering, nurturing self is telling you this message. Get healthy again. Love yourself again. Take action on doing what's best for healing, for your body, your mind, and your soul. Let's work on that. That's our goal. That's what I'm here to help with. This higher feminine energies thing. Let's heal. We have a lot of healing. We have to heal the past and the present. We have to do the mind and the body. There's a balance. And there's a knowing that you are not balanced. Also, growing vines around your entry or your backyard or somewhere around your window, some kind of a vine growing plant would be very healing and mothering in your home. So if you're thinking about having like vines somewhere, this is a yes. plant that, grow that, buy that, whatever it is. You need that healing plant in your life. All right. What has been an obstacle? Spirit, what's been an obstacle for my viewer? Exorcism, purification, eject and casting out. Ooh, okay, we're going to open up a can of worms right here. One obstacle in your life has been ejecting and casting someone you love out of your life. And that's been very painful and very hard to deal with. It's also about boundaries and pushing out what doesn't serve you. There's also some toxicity inside of you that needs to go. So you figure out what that toxicity is, what poison is in your body. There's poison. And it's saying for you to get that out. Hate, bitterness, anger, jealousy, victimhood. It could just be an evil spirit inside you that creates disruptive feelings, disruptive thoughts. It needs to go. So do a purification ritual in your soul and in your home, because that's been a real obstacle. And if you're here, could you comment? I want to make sure the comments are turned on and you guys can interact, because this video kind of started weird and then ended in started again. It's kind of odd. But just let me know you're here. The people that I see commenting will get a free reading. I have 3 free readings I'll be giving away after this video. And let's see. I think I'll be doing super chat readings today. So if you want to do a super chat reading, if you donate $28 to super chat, I will definitely pull a few cards for you. Get you some advice today. All right. You don't know why you're communicating the way you have lately. You're very good at communication, but lately you're not. You're like, I don't know why I can't communicate. I'm confused. I try to tell people how I feel, what I think, what I need, and it's not coming across clearly. You're not direct. You kind of beat around the bush. So when you communicate, I want you to try not making it sound gentle or nice or sugarcoating it. I want you to be direct with what you want, not in vague ways. Like, I just want you to respect me. Now, get specific about what respect is to you. When you communicate with someone and say, I want respect, what is it you're seeking? You want to express, I expect you to do this payment on time, on this date. I expect you to text me back within 30 minutes of receiving my text, giving me some feedback. I expect you to reach out at least once a week. I know you're busy, but I think you can do that. Or I expect you to lower your voice when you speak to me, because I don't appreciate that. You know, there has to be some kind of direct line of communication here with the people you're dealing with on what you expect. And if it's gentleness and emotion, tell them, I expect you to be more affectionate with me. I expect you to hang out with me and do things I like to do. For example, a coffee date, or a drive in the mountains, or walk on the beach. I expect you to show me some effort like that. I don't want to be ignored. This is about direct communication, because you do feel like no one's understanding what you're saying. And really, it's just very vague and it's not clear. And that's a lot of the problem. There's also someone in your life that you care a lot about, but you don't know if they care about you the same way. This could be family. This could be a lover. I want you to see where that fits for you. But do they love me the same way I love them? Should I even reach out? Should I even communicate with this person? What if I communicate and they turn me down? So there's this fear. And it's, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I want to communicate with them, but I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how to get this communication started. I don't know how to fix what is very possibly destroyed. And right before the Seven of Cups is the Six of Cups. And that's about reunion, coming together again, finding harmony, forgiveness, love, commitments to one another that we're not going to hurt each other again. And that's right before the Seven of Cups. But then right after the Seven of Cups is the Eight, which is leaving, walking away. And for you, it feels like abandonment. And you don't want to be abandoned. And you don't want to abandon someone else either, but you're very scared and fearful of abandonment. And that's something you should look into spiritually, emotionally, maybe even with a therapist. But why is there some issues with abandonment? There's abandonment wounds. Spirit, can you tell me a little bit about this abandonment that we're scared of? Rejection, making the wrong choice. We're scared to act. Oh, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Tower here at the bottom of the deck in reverse. This already happened a long time ago, but this is why you are scared. You lost a lot of personal self-respect when you were rejected. And you lost a lot of self-love. You lost a lot of personal well-being and high honor of self. You lost yourself. You maybe gained a lot of weight, or you lost a lot of weight, or you got really unhealthy in some form, and you're just like, I don't want to rattle the cage to make that happen again. I really love this person very much, but I'm afraid that if I get close to them again and I awaken our love, or I awaken our relationship, that it's going to come back to bite me, and I'm going to get hurt all over again. And I don't want to hurt myself. This person that you're dealing with loves you very much. They're not going anywhere. This is a guarantee. I'm not going anywhere. Four of Pentacles. You can count on me. I'm certain. I'm a sure thing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to reject you. I love you. Don't be scared of my love. Don't be scared of criticism. Don't be scared of any kind of strength on their end. If the person you're dealing with is strong and certain and assertive, and that scares you because you're kind of confused right now, and their assertiveness makes you a little uncomfortable because you're not assertive like this person. Don't let that scare you. They still love you. They're here for you. They want to support you. They want to be with you. They want to love you. They're very much a stable part of your life, and they're not going to disappear. They've already made the decision in their heart to fix things and communicate with you to the best of their ability whenever you come back around, or whenever they want to try to come back around again. Are they going to try to come back around though? They're still indecisive about how or when. They want to come back around, but they're not sure that you will receive their phone call, or you're going to want to see them, or you're ready to talk. They're very unsure, and they're kind of waiting to hear from you. They're holding back on that communication because what about you? Are you on the same page? Nine of Cups, they're in the upright. They're feeling good about self and life. They love you. They're already ready for healing. They want a deep connection. They're just waiting on you. And I'll be honest, they kind of feel like they have to walk on eggshells. Because if they say the wrong thing, if they do the wrong thing, all the cards are going to come falling down. And maybe you feel the same way. You feel like, Steph, no, I'm scared of what I might say that might make them turn on me or go the wrong way. Is there anything that I can say to give you some certainty about your connection with this person? Spirit, is there anything we could say for sure about a connection with this soul? Please show me. Show me the connection. Okay. Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. You've gotten that twice. This person wants the best for you. This person is confident, secure, masculine energy, which is very powerful, very assertive. This is the kind of person that can step into the room and lead the conversation, initiate a business deal, initiate friendship, initiate communication, speak in public on a stage or a podium. And you're very much an introvert. So this kind of rubs you the wrong way in a sense, because you're not like that. And maybe you want to be. I think that you want to. Seven of Cups. Knight of Swords up there. You're like, I want to. Are you a little jealous? Are you a little intimidated? This person can speak for themselves by themselves. But you need support. You need someone with you to kind of give you that confidence, to back you up and say, hey, I got your back. Then you're able to do it. But if you were all alone, you're not so sure you'd have that confidence. I think it would bring you a lot of joy if you get back in touch with this person. They want to help you grow. They want to support you. They don't want to hurt you. They want success and personal happiness for you and them. They want to do it together. This person is giving and would even offer you money, would even offer you financial gain. This is the kind of person that would buy you a house if they could, pay off all your debts if they could, help your business flourish if they could. That's the kind of heart this person has. You have nothing to fear about this person. And the way you want to communicate in the world, because you're very much an intellect. You have a lot of number 7 and 9 energy here, and to me that's a thinker, and maybe even an overthinker. And it's your head is just constantly thinking, working, thinking, working, thinking, working, overthinking what someone's thinking of you, what someone else wants, and what's their drive, what's their goals, what's in it for them. And this comes from a self-preservation mindset. When you were young, that means who was looking out for you? Who had your best interest at heart? There may not have been anyone. It had to be you. And you felt very taken advantage of as a young person. And so to this day, you struggle with believing somebody could actually want the most wonderful things for you. You think that can't be true. They want what I have. They're jealous of what I have. They want to take what I have. They want to bring me down. It's a self-conscious mindset. It's a demonic trap, and this is what needs to be exorcised from your thinking. This is not the reality. This is not what's really going on. And that's why you're very confused, 7 of Cups, about your communication. And you need to make some very wise choices about this person that you want to communicate with, because they actually have a very big heart and nothing but the best intentions for you. If I can give you a zodiac sign of who this would be to kind of bring it home, Sag is very prominent. Scorpio is very prominent, and so is Gemini and Capricorn. Okay, we have some Cancerian here as well for them. The type of personality is businesswoman, businessman, someone that could be a little bit witchy, a little bit into the paranormal, a little bit into magic. Okay, this is someone that manipulates energy in a way to serve her or him, which is not a bad thing. It's just the way they want to create manifestation. They believe what they speak about, they bring about what they think will become reality, and what they believe in will come to pass. So they're very powerful thinkers, and the type of energy is a very powerful person. They have a lot of power. Their energy source is fiery. This person has a wounded inner child, though. They're very compassionate because they went through a lot of pain and suffering as a youth. And they've experienced a lot of loss and grief. So they're sensitive. They're not cocky or arrogant. They're very humble. It's like they have a lot, but they're humble about it. All right, so let's get into what you want to create. Ooh, 9 of Swords. You are creating, not saying that you want to, but you are creating your own madness. And the writing's on the wall. Stress, heartbreak, pain, panic, jealousy, loss, hurt, anger, misery, fear, sadness, hate, doubt, pressure, rejection, sorrow, and anxiety. All words written on the wall. We have restless sleep, stressful sleep. At night, maybe all these thoughts amplify. Sima? No. Put it down. So, it just seems to get worse at night for you, like when it's just quiet. When the world quiets down, when you can't run around, when you're not doing business, when you're not cleaning house, when you're not dealing with people or family, it gets kind of loud. And you're in this space of, what did I do? What can I do? How can I fix it? Will it ever be fixed? What can I do? You're reading instead of seeking spirit. You think you can seek spirit by reading information, reading books, but that spirit's not there. Spirit is in prayer. Spirit is in meditation, astral travel, grounding, music, body movement. Spirit's there, not in a book. Spirit, what can this person do to fix things? Justice and the Fool. It's never too late to do the right thing. It's never too late to speak the truth. It's never too late to have a new beginning in the justice system, and I mean moral justice system. Like, you can change the direction that things are going in if you do the right thing, if you get honest, if you speak the truth. There's a confession that needs to come out to a pastor or a priest or a friend or a person. Go out and confess. Get this off your chest. This is admit where you were wrong. Because a lot of the times we think, oh, I'm right about all of this. I feel conviction that I'm right. But you're lying to yourself. Remember, bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. You're wearing a mask and you're lying to yourself. There's quite a bit that you've done that needs forgiveness. There's quite a bit that you've done that was incorrect, judgments made that were incorrect, or actions taken that were hasty, too quick, too hasty. Not that they were wrong, but you made those decisions too fast. You jumped from 0 to 60. And there's an acknowledgement here. You need to acknowledge where you were wrong. Acknowledge where things went too far, too fast. That's the Devil card, the crone. We cannot live truth when we're not looking at our own lies. The lies we tell ourselves, that we're so innocent, we did nothing. We always have a part to play. Even the most innocent people in the world have a part to play. And so this is going to take strength and a lot of learning and lessons. But you will find celebration, unity, forgiveness, and coming back together if you're able to do that. There's a lot that can be said about humility and being humble. Just the fact that someone can be humble and admit that they are not white and pure and clean and perfect, if you will, that's not going to cover you. The most purifying words are that of humility and saying, I am so imperfect. I handled things in a way I wish I would have handled differently. I wish I could have said something else than what I said. I wish, looking back, I could have made wiser decisions that would have led to a happier outcome than what it did. But I know that I did my best with the information I had at the time and with how I felt at the time. And the only thing I would change is right now, today, how I handle my anger, how I handle my hurt. I now want to have more temperance. I want to calm down my temper. I want to calm down my words. I want to think and process what I'm going to say before I say it. I want to think about the outcome and how that would affect someone before I say it. It doesn't matter if it's honest or truthful at the time. Does that statement make a difference? And does that statement help me with the goal of what I seek, or does it hinder me? Sometimes we just want to text and write and get it all out, right? We're just like word vomit. We want to tell someone off, or we're so angry. We want to march to the courthouse and we want to write up that paper and we want to get things done and we want to piss people off because they hurt us. But how does that affect you down the road? What consequences does that have on your mind, your body, your soul, your family? What does that entail? And that's what Spirit wants you to reflect on, how your anger or your fear sometimes gets in the way of your best self and your best interest and prosperity. Not just the abundance of money and wealth, but the abundance of love, the abundance of forgiveness, the abundance of laughter and family and unity. That is the wonderful abundance you want included in your world. Money can buy a lot of peace and a lot of happiness and a lot of things. But the truth about it, because a lot of people say money doesn't buy happiness. Wrong. Money buys a lot of happiness. But money can never cure heartache that can only be fixed with love, honesty, and being seen by someone that you care about. Seen and known. That is a healing gift that it can't buy. It can buy distractions and happiness, but it can't fix the inner. It can't fix it. Because wherever you go, even if you find yourself on a beautiful beach in paradise, as you walk on that beach and you watch that sunset and those waves come crashing at your feet, and boy, does that feel nice. There's that sinking feeling in the pit of your heart. You miss them. You wish they were here. You wish you could say what you really feel. You wish you could see that smile on their face. The way they look at you when they really love you. The way that person looks into your soul. And is with you always. That's a deep level of healing. And that's what temperance comes to bring. Spirit wants you to find that deep level of healing. Because it doesn't matter where you live and where you go and what you have. That pain of that person missing is haunting. You've got to fix it. Temperance is the doctor in the tarot card. He is the fix-it angel. Archangel Raphael. He comes to heal hearts, to do heart surgery, soul surgery. It's an alchemical process. So, when it comes to what you're creating, is you're creating a nightmare, you're creating a mess, and the more silent you stay, the more difficult it's going to get, because karma with the Justice card is the number 8, and it is what goes around comes around. What you give out will come back to you. Your silence begets silence. Your anger begets anger. Isolation begets being alone. Stubbornness and being self-righteous begets the other person being stubborn and self-righteous. There will be no union. There will be no coming together. And that's the vicious lie that the devil wants to tell you, is stay selfish. Think of yourself. You're right. They're wrong. You deserve it all. They don't. Those are the lies the devil tells. And it keeps you in a trap of selfishness. And the keys to freedom, which temperance defeats the devil, the keys to that is seeing both sides. And not agreeing with them. I'm not saying by any means, please agree with them. They were right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying take a step back enough to put your spirit in their shoes and understand and see and feel where they are coming from. Sit in their seat. Look through their eyes. See what they see. Look at the table in front of them with the options that they had to choose from. And ask yourself, would I have chosen any better? Because you're not you. You have to put yourself in their mind. It wouldn't be you from your life experiences, from your past, from your history. It would be them from their life history, their experiences. Maybe they didn't have all the opportunities you had. Maybe they didn't have the people in their corner that maybe you had. Maybe they didn't have a level of understanding to the level of what you have. Put yourself there and say, I don't agree with what you did, but I understand. And I understand that you didn't have a bad, ill intention. You weren't trying to create evil. You were trying to do good. And it did get you into some trouble, or it got us into a confrontation, or it got us into a mess, but I can see that you had the best intentions and it went the wrong way. That's justice. You see, justice is not one-sided. She sees both sides. That's why her scale is even. It's not heavier on one side. She says, I see both. And I make a decision based on both sides. I do not make a decision based on one. Spirit wants to make decisions based for the both of you. So let's clarify that. Spirit, what is the best decision for both people involved? Both sides. Another reversal. Can everything stop being reversed? Bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles, just like we got right here. And honestly, that is about certainty and keeping your eye on the prize. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on the goal. Now, the Soul of Pentacles is the Page, the Knave of Pentacles. He's learning. He's learning how to think outside the box, right? But it's in reverse. And there is more than one way to skin a cat. Spirit says the answer to your problem is the answer was never your way. And it was never their way. There was more than one way to solve this problem. But someone, maybe that's you, maybe that's them, thought there's only one way. And that was the wrong way. Spirit says we should have come together and found another way. But there's trickery. I see a blue jay outside right now. It's a message. Blue jays represent alternative ways of thinking, and they represent trickery and sneakiness, or even just cleverness, you know, solving a puzzle. And so the blue jay is saying, there was more than one way. You have to look at it from a different angle. Oh, and now there's three blue jays coming together. And he's saying it wasn't just a one-person answer. It was a team. A team. It should have been a team, a family, a unit, a circle. If you guys would have come together and appreciated one another's differences and appreciated this person's thoughts and that person's thoughts and not just been controlling, we would have found the answer. Let's read this. Mind you, it's in reverse. We get kind of caught up to an age because the crone is old. How many of us think I'm older, so I'm wiser? I have more life experience, therefore I'm right. And I tell you, 9 times out of 10, that's the truth. wise people are usually older. But then you meet those older people that are clueless, and they could be 85 years old and they don't have a clue about how this world works. Or you might meet someone in their 70s, 60s, and they think, I am the most mature, wise one in the room. I've had this much life experience. But their experience is in a certain corner of their reality, not the whole reality, just their reality. And you're like, you're wise in certain areas, but you're not wise in all areas. Or somebody may be wise in spirituality, divination, but they're not wise in forgiveness and healing. They're not wise in that. And maybe a younger person, maybe a son or a daughter, or a younger neighbor, or a lover, has more experience in that field. So this is saying, hey, let's not judge people based on their age and their life experience. Sometimes the little life experience they have has brought them on a journey to a very important answer that you wouldn't have found in 100 years. This says, you're a child of the forest and the fields with deep reverence for all living things. Nature delights you, and you're happiest outside under an open sky with your fingers and toes connecting with earth. You're a protector of small creatures and a nurturer of everything that grows. Your learning style is hands-on, and you love to see the tangible results of your efforts. You're often serious, and people think you're shy, but you prefer to consider your words rather than using them carelessly. Sometimes, the enormity of the world overwhelms you, the pain and suffering that you see in this world. You feel vulnerable and small and afraid of making mistakes or losing something or someone that's valuable to you. Whenever you venture out of your garden or out of your comfort zone, you proceed slowly and with caution. You like to do your best and take small steps rather than racing ahead. You have a lot to discover, and you're going to learn and grow as you go. You can feel optimistic about what you will flourish in good time. Be gentle with the Soul of Pentacles, who startles easily and may run away. You'll find the soul's happiness in their own world, at home, and fascinated by the moment and whatever it has to offer. So there's no use to getting frustrated when the soul is slow to answer or to act. The Soul of Pentacles has a lot of potential and wants to work and study hard to do very well. But you'll need to push and prod if you want to create an equally powerful distraction. The advice of this card is to take time to learn, to grow, and to flourish. Sometimes we're afraid to let somebody grow. We want to take care of all their problems for them so they don't have to go through it. But that's not doing them a service, is it? And on the opposite spectrum, sometimes we're too distant and we're like, hey, hands off. You go through fire. And that doesn't work out either, does it? It just kind of destroys everything. So there's this balance that Justice says. There's a balance, when to give, when to take. This person that you care about was ready to take the lead, but I feel like you didn't quite let them. They hurt you once or twice, and that's it. That was enough for you to take control and say, nope, I'm scared. You like to control things here. A little bit, maybe too controlling. Yeah, it's a little bit about you, a little bit demanding, a little bit your way or the highway. You know, we got that Trunchbull Matilda thing going on. I'm big, you're small, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm older, you're younger, I'm wiser, you're ignorant, I'm experienced, you're not. Is that an ego we hear? That's going to lead to separations, unhappiness, loss of love, loss of connection. And that's just the sad truth. And whenever we get full of ego, the only way back is love. She comes to heal the Queen of Cups. She's like, okay, all right, I'm a little Krabby Patty here. Let's get back to the love. Do you love me? Yes. Do you want what's best for me? Yes. Do you miss me? Yes. We have to trust that. We don't have to have 100%, you'll never hurt me again. I have to have a shield up. We gotta let that go. Love is fluid and it moves and it ebbs and it flows. And some days it's full and some days we're on low tide. That's okay. Love is not meant to be all encapsulating at all times. There is movement. But love is what's going to heal and make this kind of come back together. So, what do you need to do to get grounded? Seek first the Father, the Son, the Creator, the universe. Seek first Him. / her, if that's how you feel, but seek first the all that ever was and ever will be. Seek first the heart of the universe, the soul, where our soul comes from, the complete understanding and forgiving and loving purification fire, the Holy Spirit. You know what's crazy, and I just got burned, but when you get burned, did you know that you feel cold? Like if someone was burned to death, I found out that their entire body feels cold. The skin, the trauma that you're going through with skin being burned and melting off is so overwhelming that the brain actually cools it off with pure imagination, because the sure as heck isn't cold. It's pure imagination. Your brain's like, okay, we're gonna switch this to cold, thank you, because we're dying. But that says something about the spirit and the soul, how in the worst of times you can switch it off to protect yourself. Spirit can grab you at the worst moment of your life, the most detrimental, all-consuming, heart-shattering, soul-breaking, soul death. You feel like you have just died as a soul, and you will never be the same. You have been crumbled and crushed by the weight of the world and the hate and the anger and your own self-destruction. Because remember, don't blame it on them. It's 100% their fault. You showed up to the fight. You participated. You drew a weapon of choice and you fought with fire or water or pentacles, but you fought. And we cannot say they started the war. We were part of it. A war cannot happen on its own. It has to be mutual. So, Spirit says when you feel completely defeated and your soul just can't bear it anymore, Spirit says look at the hammer and the nail. Now this image, and I've met this artist actually. I've met him in person. He lived here in Colorado actually. But this image was about being a contributor to the hanging of Christ, persecuting him, being guilty with sin and hate and anger and malice. Like, we all carry that with us, and we contributed to that in some soul way. And by what we do to others, we also do to him. because he is in everyone. Jesus, Spirit Source, creator of the universe, is in all of us. So when you hurt someone, even though you think they're deserving, you do hurt him. However, on the contrary, when you love and forgive someone, you also do to him. When you heal and you give to someone, you also do for him. When you feed and clothe and house someone, you do for him. And he gives back tenfold, and you can't let your fear tell you otherwise. You can't let your fear say, that's a bad business decision. That's a mistake. That's only going to lead to so-and-so. Spirit says, when you think it's too much to make sense of, give it to me. I'll carry you and I'll carry it. And when you feel defeated and you're falling apart, he's with you. Spirit says, when you've lost everything and your body is literally falling apart, maybe you are sick and dying of some disease. Maybe your body just can't get up in the morning. Maybe your body just can't function anymore and you're in a bed rest situation, or you are so emotionally and mentally defeated you can't even make decisions for yourself anymore. When you are that falling apart, 10 of Wands, and the burden of life can't be more burdensome. Spirit says, fall back on me. He says, come to me heavy and laden with a heavy heart. Come to me with a weathered soul, with your pain and your sorrow. And your hunger and your hurt. Come to me. Remember me. Receive me. For I've been knocking, but it was so faint you couldn't hear me. And it was so faint because the violent words in your mind were so loud. The hate, the anger, it was so loud you couldn't hear me. But this is where I want you to find grounding. This is where I want you to meditate and connect to Mother Earth. This is where I want you to go outside in the silence and listen to me and the birds and the trees and the wind and the water. I want you to feel my presence, for I've always been there. And let me come in to your soul and give you healing. Let me give your soul rest. Let me revive you. Spirit, what is the advice for this person and their deep personal healing? Page of Cups. Little octopus there, multiple hands, right? 8 of them. Okay, so the magic number is the number 8. 8 years old. I want you to connect with your 8-year-old child self. Who were you at 8 years old? Can you remember being 8 years old? 8. Spirit says, I want you to think of the advice your 8-year-old self would give you. And I'm hearing, they don't mean to. They don't mean to. They don't mean to be mean. They don't mean to hurt you. They didn't mean to cause that. When you were 8, this is what, putting you at 3rd grade? 2nd or 3rd grade. And you got hurt at school, or somebody would hurt you, and all they would have to do is say, I'm sorry. And you would say, it's okay. Immediately, it's okay. I forgive you. And it would be, let's go play. Let's go play something. Let's move on and shake it off. I forgive you. Spirit says that's forgiveness. The heart of a child. For the spirit of children is what will enter the kingdom of heaven, the spiritual realm, the universe, the spirit of a child, which is childlike, quick to forgive and move on. That's a great understanding for us as adults. There's so many